Let's take a look at some team collaboration and project management tools that can be used to plan marketing campaigns, track deliverables, and increase marketing efficiency in team environments. The first tool that I want to talk about is Trello. Trello is a pretty simple tool that can be used in some very powerful ways. If we scroll down a little bit, you'll notice that Trello essentially consists of three things: boards, lists, and cards. So in this example, this whole window right here is the board. This is the team board. And then within this board, we have three lists: the to do list, the doing list, and the done list. Now, within those lists, you can see that there are individual items. These are the actual cards, and that's what houses all of the information. So you can add attachments, you can assign team members to tasks, they can communicate via messaging. There are a whole bunch of team collaboration options that are embedded within all of these boards, lists, and cards. They have features like task assignments, timelines, productivity metrics. You can have conversations with team members, but let's go ahead and let's take a look at the pricing. I'm just going to go ahead and click on pricing. So you can see that Trello actually has a free plan, which is great for individuals or small teams. If it allows unlimited cards, up to 10 boards, essentially per workspace, but that means essentially 10 boards. You can see that the free plan offers unlimited storage, but each file is limited to a maximum of 10 megabytes, so that's pretty small. You're not going to be able to upload a lot of your creative files. If you upgrade to the next tier, you can have up to 250 megabytes per file. But overall, if we look at the pricing of this, we're talking about $0 a month or $5 a month. When we looked at the pricing for a lot of these social media management tools and the SEO tools, it is much, much more. So this should just be a drop in the bucket if you have a marketing team or something like that. But I do have a few more tools to share with you, so let's move along and take a look. The next tool that I want to talk about is Monday.com. So if we scroll down a little bit here, you can start to see what Monday kind of looks like. You can see you can house all of your digital assets. You can create a campaign timeline. You can even do your campaign planning where you can assign different tasks to different team members. You can add attachments. You can have conversations just like you can in Trello. And if you click on the Teams dropdown up here at the top, you'll notice that they actually have a template set up specifically for marketing teams. So that is certainly an advantage of using Monday. Well, let's go ahead and let's take a look at the pricing of Monday. So you can see, just like with Trello, they do have a free version. It does allow you to have up to 3 boards, which work very similar to Trello boards, unlimited documents, over 200 templates. But notice that as you move up in plans, you get more file storage. So that second plan allows for 5 gigabytes of file storage. I don't think there's much, if any, in that free plan. But you can always start with the free plans and then upgrade when needed. I would say that it might be a little bit easier to get started with Trello. Trello is the simplest of all the tools in this video, but Monday's pretty easy to get started with as well. So you might want to check out both of those options and then see which one works best for your situation. The next tool that I want to talk about is Asana. It's similar to Trello, but it's better at dividing subtasks and for team management. Trello is good if you appreciate a more simple graphic design and user interface, but let's scroll down a little bit here and take a look at some of the features that Asana offers. So you can see an example here. They have some tasks assigned to different people. And then you'll notice that, for example, this finalized launch plan task has 20 subtasks. So that's what I'm talking about when I talk about subtasks. You can go a lot deeper with Asana and really get to the granular details. If you've got some very detailed projects, this is going to work a lot better than Trello for you. Notice that you can see things in a timeline view. So absolutely really important for project management. This is a Gantt chart. I don't believe they have that in Trello, but in the Asana you do. So this just has more features and it's going to take a little bit longer to learn. Let's go ahead and take a look at the pricing of Asana. So you can see, like the other tools we've looked at, it starts at a basic free plan, and then they have 2 other tiers. Notice that with the other tiers, we have a lot more features. So you have access to the timeline, the workflow builder, unlimited dashboards, a lot of things like advanced search. So they really do tier by feature here. It's not just based on space. So you might want to try out the basic version, see what the limitations are for your workflow, and then think about upgrading. But Asana is a little bit more of a full-fledged tool than Trello, kind of more similar to Monday. Now, the last tool that I want to talk about is Slack. And Slack really started off as just a messaging application, and that is still where it shines the most. They do have more team collaboration Features nowadays, you can assign tasks and schedule things in shared documents. But really, I think Slack is best for organizations that are looking to boost their team communication and collaboration. So if you have a marketing team that it just seems to have trouble getting on the same page with everything, and you're looking to maybe get them to bond more and just be more communicative in general, I think Slack is absolutely a great option. If you're just looking for project management, so planning things out and Gantt charts, then you might want to go with Monday or Asana. And if you're just an individual that's looking to organize your workflow a little bit better, then I think Trello might be your best option. It's really simple to get started with and just so easy to use. So, depending on what solution you're looking for, all four of these tools offer great team collaboration and project management features. Let's discuss the top analytics tools for tracking the performance of your website to discover where users are going and where they're coming from so that you can tailor your marketing efforts more effectively in the future. The first tool that I'm going to talk about is Google Analytics. So right now I'm at analytics.google.com and I'm actually logged into one of my Google Analytics accounts. In a few minutes, we're going to talk about the Google Marketing Platform, which Google Analytics is built into. However, we need to start here because if you have a website, it is a must that you have Google Analytics set up. So with Google Analytics, you can see right now we're just viewing how many page views I've gotten for the last year or so. But over here on the left, we can look at things like audience, which will tell us some information about our audience, not as much as it used to because of legal requirements, but we could try and see if we can get any demographics. You can see they don't have any in here. So it's definitely not as powerful as it used to be. However, if we go down, this is what I like to use it for. If we go down to this acquisition section, we can go to the overview and then you'll notice you can see here where your users are coming from. So you can see on this website, 87% of the traffic is coming from organic search and then 9.7 direct. So they're entering like a URL, maybe just the homepage. But if you were using Google Ads to drive traffic to your website, you would see that listed here as well. And you could scroll down and you could see how much traffic to Google Ads is bringing. And then you can see some details for that. So you can see, what the bounce rate is for your Google Ads compared to your other forms of gaining traffic. Now, there's also a specific section over here on the left for Google Ads. So if you are using a lot of Google Ads, you can track everything over here. However, hold that thought because I'm going to show you a little bit more of a robust system if you're using a lot of Google Ads to drive traffic to a website in a minute here. But first, I want to talk about another very valuable tool from Google. The next tool that I want to show you is Google Search Console. Now, when all of the legal things start happening with internet privacy, Google Analytics, the value really went down. And one of the reasons is because Google Analytics just takes data once people access your website. So once they're on your site, you can see where they go on your site, how much time they spend, what the bounce rate is, but you don't really know much about their journey before they get to your site. And that's where Google Search Console comes into play because this actually tracks how your website performs in search results. So if we go over here and we click on the search results section, we can see, the amount of clicks that we've received, but we can also see the total impressions. So that's how many times we showed up in Google search results. Now we can see our average click-through rate and our average position. So this is something that we should always be trying to improve over time, and we can't really see this information inside of Google Analytics. One other thing that I want to show you is if we scroll down on this Google search results page, we can actually see the top queries for people landing on our website. So we can see the top queries, and this is something that we can't see in Google Analytics anymore, but we can in Google Search Console. So I've really started using Google Search Console more than Google Analytics because I find that the information is more valuable nowadays. So definitely get this hooked up to your website as well. The next tool that I want to talk about is called Matomo. And Matomo is essentially a Google Analytics replacement. You can see that they see that right here on the homepage. You may have noticed over time, as I've mentioned, the value of Google Analytics has gone down, and Matomo does a good job of legally tracking everything that they can for your websites. And actually, Google Analytics doesn't always follow all of the laws. So if you are in an industry where legal compliance is really important, especially with your website tracking, then you might want to think about using a solution like Matomo because it will be easier to be legally compliant than, say, with Google Analytics. You're going to have to do a lot of customization with Google Analytics to make sure that depending on where your visitors are coming from, what country, that everything is legal in terms of what you're tracking when they visit your website. So if you're ready to move on from Google Analytics, give Matomo a try. The last tool that I'd like to talk about is a combination of tools, and it is Google Marketing Platform. Google Marketing Platform essentially takes Google Analytics and it combines it with a tool that used to be called DoubleClick for publishers, but it is essentially just an advanced way for advertisers to serve advertisements using the Google network and for publishers to display those advertisements. So, if you are doing a lot of display ads and you're driving that traffic to a website, then I highly recommend you sign up for Google Marketing Platform because you're going to get a ton more data in terms of how people are flowing to and from your website, how the click-through rates on your advertisements result in the journey on your website. Maybe certain ads people are bouncing off right away, other ads they're doing multiple pages or putting products in a shopping cart right away. So getting access to that data is really important and helpful. And if you're driving traffic to your website using Google Ads, then you absolutely need to sign up for Google Marketing Platform. There's really no reason not to. So, aside from all of your PPC marketing efforts, your social media campaigns, don't forget about these basic analytics tools that should be set up on your website because the information that you get from them can help tailor your marketing efforts in the future.